My name is Don Adienge. I represent Development and Community Empowerment Organization. We are based in Migori. We are working on peace interventions and peace initiatives. So far, we have been partnering on this project, and the perception of the community is it's good because people understand that they are the key activists. People themselves are the source of their own strength, and themselves they are the peacemakers. So the project has just enabled, it has been an enabler in identifying gray areas in the society or in the community, and actually giving out areas on where we can intervene in case there is conflict.
How has your participation in the projects, in meetings, knowledge sessions, affected your knowledge and understanding of peace building? All this that you've done, capacity building sessions, how have they affected you, or how have they impacted you at a personal level? What have you gained, which skills, and such?
I would look at it more positively. Engagements that we've been doing in the communities, it gives us an opportunity to identify real issues that are affecting our people and identify actionable points from the community itself. Again, it gives me the strength to understand how our people perceive conflicts and peace building. And apart from that, it has given me the opportunity to interact with various local peace builders and peace actors. The reason why I'm saying it has basically positivities is that we've been meeting the community members, and these community members at the lowest level, they identify things that are challenging them and things that are likely to be a threat, and those things that are likely to be a threat cause tension and conflict. And then they have a way forward that comes from them on how they want to mitigate the situation. Yes.
This program has involved the radio and the media. So in what ways has the radio and the media outreach of the program influenced your perspective on conflicts and resolution, and even the community around you? Do you believe these media sessions, these social media stations are able to have influenced their perception?
Yes. Media is mass coverage, and working with the media has enabled us to reach many parts and many people in terms of audiences and actually understanding of people and conflict. So if you look at the social media, it has benefited us so much because there is that level of engagement with the youth that we cannot have one-on-one engagement with, but on the social media platforms, you can get the feedback on how people react and people respond, and the desire of this program to be reviewed on how best we can do it in a slightly bigger scale so that we can have much more impact, because conflict is with us and will always be with us. But the more we talk about it, the more we understand it, and the more people change attitude.
I'll come to that. But can you share any personal experience where you have applied the skills or knowledge gained from the project in resolving conflicts? What the knowledge you've gained, how have you used it? Give us some examples where you actually used it as a person, if you have.
Yes. I've engaged the border. I had the border in one of our stages. They had conflicts, and when I initiated a talk with them just to find out how best can we reduce tension within where they come from, I think the skill of one-on-one engagement or the leadership engagement, then you trickle down to the membership, is a very good idea, where you don't involve everybody on set, but you start with the cream of that team. So when you talk to the cream, then you involve other stakeholders progressively. I think that is a strategy that is working. Initially, we used to approach conflict from a group perspective, not from a leadership perspective. This project has come up with how do we then identify homegrown leaders, and how then can we get the homegrown leaders giving the homegrown ideas on how to handle conflicting issues within their particular areas.
So, have you observed in the recent past the community's willingness to engage in peace building and such initiatives?
Yes. When you realize that out of every engagement there's an action plan, and those action plans gives us indicators of what do we do next so that we are peaceful. I think this comes from the people themselves. They have had issues, so they come up with their own remedies for these issues. They identify their action points, as mentioned before, and they also build their own teams. They mobilize their own teams that these things are affecting us. How best can we deal with them? Yes.
So, how do you think the project has contributed to reducing violence generally? How has the project reduced violence in your community or within Migori County?
I think the forums that were initiated gave an opportunity of dialogue. And out of these dialogue sessions, the community engagement sessions that were done basically at the lowest level of the pyramid, has given us the ability to engage people at different level, and more stakeholders have been drawn, more from the civil society, from the government side, from the religious side. So it's an opportunity for growth and opportunity for understanding on how we can move on. Yes.
I want you to comment on the challenges that you've encountered in doing this. Talk about some of the land disputes that are within the county. I mean, you can also talk about some of the disputes that you know, maybe Migori, Kuria, you know. So just talk about some of the challenges that we have in the county and how you think they've been addressed by the program, or partly even addressed by the program.
Issues of land dispute is prominent amongst people, but again, the project, as I mentioned, the involvement of various stakeholders, particularly court users committee members, working in partnership with the paralegals, working with in partnership with other actors, has enabled us to tone down on some of these things, because there is arbitration that takes place. And when we look at the clanism issues that have been emerging back and forth, when the leaders are coming together from different clans, they demystify conflict, because each community is represented, each clan is represented. If you look at issues of cross-border, that is between Luo and Kuria, in terms of animal rustling, there are people from Kuria side who are leaders, there are people from the Luo side who are leaders, the Luyas. When they form the leadership, that gives an opportunity for people to talk as a family, and it's no longer like a tribal issue, it is our issue within our area of operation. Looking into the future, what we need to do more is have more decentralized peace committees, and actually go out of our way and work very closely with the Department of Education, so that we can start or strengthen the peace clubs in schools. So this will enable us strengthen or inculcate the idea of peace, and also give us the strength to understand that the community members can learn and grow. So when we are involving the Department of Education, we will definitely getting the learners, getting the teachers, and even other stakeholders within those setups. The other approach that we also need is to intensify our community engagement sessions. You look at the Matatu sector, we did not give it a lot of prominency, but we gave a prominency to border. The circles, we need to infiltrate into the circles, because circles have many people and organized systems. These organized systems, we can use them to strengthen these issues. Yes.